No.
It's all good. It's all good. We all go through it. We're live?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Don't Be Mad podcast, your weekly dose of we finally got a win. I'm your boy, Matthew, a.k.a. Lefty Lucky, and I'm joined here as always with
Jamali.
And Jason, what's up?
As you can see, I'm repping strong today. I'm repping teams. I got the Yankees for the sweep. I got the Broncos for the first victory of the season. It only took us 5 weeks. I'm feeling lucky, good. Man. Chelsea won this weekend in convincing fashion, 4-1. Oh, even the Habs, they were down 4-1, came back to win it in a shootout, close it out 6-5. What a great weekend in sports it's been. And even Izzy Adesanya winning the UFC middleweight championship, undisputed. I'm saying it all because it's been a good weekend for your boy. How have you guys been? How's the mental health? Let's talk about it, because mine is sky high.
Only for a week, bro.
Hey, 1 week is all I need.
I mean, you're facing Phillip Rivers.
All the endorphins.
So you should be...
All the endorphins.
You shouldn't gloat over a victory.
I will gloat over the first win that we got, especially against a division rival. Right, Jason?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't? Should we pull the tape?
It's not that live interactive show.
I wish it was. We got to turn on that screen.
No.
You want to torture Jason? Just put him there and
hey,
show him all
I went
those
through
picks.
4 weeks of torture, okay? Watching us lose within seconds because of field goals.
But you knew that was going to
or
happen.
Us blowing leads that we had because our defense couldn't stop shit. So allow me.
Well, you knew that was going to happen.
What, that we were going to beat the Chargers?
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, I went into that game thinking we were going to lose another one. I don't, you know how I feel, man. I don't trust the team. But like I said, how was the week, guys? How's the mental health? I want to hear from you.
From who?
From you guys. My co-hosts. Well, that's what I want to hear from.
I'm here. I'm alive.
Who's on the phone?
Bro, I'm inviting people to the fucking Facebook conversation, bro. Get out my phone, bro.
Jason, look. Give it a peek.
No, he's actually doing what you say he's doing. So
yeah,
just start a watch party. It makes it so much easier.
I know, but I don't want to be responsible for it.
You don't want to be responsible.
No. Oh, God. How was your mental health?
I told you, I am ecstatic.
Wait, didn't the Orlando Magics win too?
Yeah. But it's preseason, so I don't really want to gloat about it.
But that's the only victories you're going to get, so you might as well gloat about them.
Dude, my team went to the playoffs, okay? Did yours? Huh?
I don't have a team.
Huh?
How much time do I have to tell you that?
Did LeBron James go to the playoffs?
No, he was hurt.
Okay, that's all I need to hear. Jason, my man, how's the mental health? How was your week?
I'm all right as could be, man.
We can skip Sunday. It's okay.
I'm as good as it could be.
Your gloating is so unnecessary.
Don't worry. Like next week, you're gonna see the Broncos lose 50-0.
Oh, next week I will be the saddest of sad boys.
Chelsea is gonna lose like by 18 goals.
Whoa! Chelsea is on a 4-game win streak, and we shall keep it up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we are. You could check.
Yeah, you gonna keep it up like an 80-year-old man
keep
on Viagra.
it up.
You keep it shit up.
80 years old on Viagra, it still flinches.
He better hope you guys get a dose or whatever they gave you guys. That magic potion.
God damn, man. So nothing happened with you guys? You know,
No, bro. What the hell? It's cold as hell. What do you want to happen? Like,
it's not that cold.
Yo, you think we're outside all the time just partying
Yeah.
and going to picnic
I'm
and stuff
not
like
saying
that?
party. I'm like, you know, outside of like going to work, like, did you go to a new restaurant? Did you see a movie?
Went to a bar,
no, I have to see
about
Joker.
it.
Went to a bar. Which bar did you go? How was it?
Baltazar, with Wolf and Kim.
See, I've never been there, so do tell.
It's nothing special.
There you go.
Like, what's on the menu?
Nothing good.
Jesus.
The
You
drinks
were
are good.
so
The
descriptive.
drinks are good. The drinks, they have a wide variety of drinks. But food wise, because there's plenty of Baltazars all across Montreal, but
I've never been to any of them.
never. Huh.
No.
Oh,
to
they're
where?
good though.
You know, usually when I go to a bar, I'm just like, oh, next door pub, because it's right there. Shout out my boys.
No, Baltazar was cool. It was cool. The drinks are amazing and they're cheap, so can't complain. That's about it for me.
Wow, I love the excitement that you guys have provided our listeners. It is so insightful. So it gives us a peering into who you are as human beings. I love it.
Bro, you're only happy because your fucking team's won, bro.
Allow me, Jamali.
Golly.
Allow me.
Did I gloat last week?
You shut up, man. I was propping your team up more than you were. That's the crazy thing.
Because I'm not a crackhead. I don't get
What does crack have to do with it?
I'm not getting super hype over a season that I know is going to be full of devastation, okay?
Look, devastation is one thing, but you gotta enjoy the highs while they come. Speaking of crack.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm talking about a crackhead.
Because if not, all you're gonna do is wallow in the lows of the valleys, and nobody likes that. It's not worth it.
I'm a Giants fan for the past 4 years. I'm used to the valleys.
Look, at least you're not a Knicks fan. Think about it.
They're
Think
not in
about
the
it.
valley, bro.
Think about it.
They're the people, you know, when they talk about it, how, you know, Moses split the Red Sea. When they got closed back, that's the Knicks fans right there. This is like, you ain't
the
coming out alive
stragglers.
with this one.
They're the
Close
stragglers.
that shit on you. Nah, bro. I feel bad for all. Well, I mean, RJ Barrett did start a little controversy with Porzingis saying that he's the first one he's gonna.
Before we jump into those, I just want to shout out one more thing.
Oh God, what?
Relax. I was an extra in a music video for
No one
Miriam
cares.
Sa- Hey, if you're not going to talk about your life, I'm going to talk about mine. Okay?
Oh, wow.
I'm going to let the viewers peer in a little bit into my soul so they can know who I am as
You
a
don't
human
have
being.
one unless you got shoes on.
This dude, where did
All feet have souls, my
you,
friend.
you hear what he says? This dude
He's
lives.
horrible.
He lives in New York. New York one-liners. That's that's what he is. Always New York one-liners. That's what it is.
As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. I was an extra in Miriam Sassy's music video that's coming out.
Who's that?
She's an R&B singer from Montreal.
She has
actually in
curly hair?
Dawson. Huh?
He has curly hair.
Well, she had it braided real nice.
Oh, she's an Arabic girl, no?
Yeah.
She went to
Oh,
high
she
school.
went to high school with us.
Yeah, she
Oh,
went to high school.
Okay,
with
I
us,
thought she
yeah.
went to.
Yeah, don't think you're cool, bro. We knew
I'm
you
not
were-
saying I'm cool, bro. I'm just like, yo, I got to be in it. It was nice. Like, they asked me to be a part of it, you know, like they needed some extras. So
Bro, you're not even wasn't the main, bro. You're an extra.
I didn't say I was a main. I literally said I was an extra. Jamal, why you?
You're not even
why
gonna
you
have
hating
camera
on
time,
my
though.
life?
Bro,
Why you hating on my life?
yo, Jason. You
What
know,
did I do to you?
He's over here.
I'm just trying to shine.
He's over here boosting that shit. Once it gets edited and cut up,
Yo, if I see myself for 2 seconds, I'll be happy.
all
Okay?
you're gonna see is the back of him,
Yo,
like a shadow.
you are so mad.
I'm very in a good mood.
You're
You
a
wanted us to be
hater, bro.
energized. Are we all happy now?
You are a hater. Hating on my life.
He don't what life?
I'm trying to share my soul.
What soul? You sound like all them Hollywood actors who go leave their little cities to go be waiters and shit.
I just think it's nice to show appreciation to people who invite you out to things. Am I allowed to do that?
But you weren't propping her up. You were propping the fact that she gave you a shot.
Well, if you hadn't been cutting me off, I was literally saying thank you to her and her team.
you should have started
but
off
you're
with
like,
that.
well, you were just an extra, and they're going to
Should've
edit
started
you
off
out.
with that.
You're
If you wanted,
gonna be
you
there for
wanted
like
to
the same-
gloat,
They're just
and
going
now
to show a shadow of you.
you wanted to gloat, and now since you're not able to
You're not that
gloat,
special.
now you're gonna be all
Well, you boosted
sensitive.
it up.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead, gloat.
No, it's cool.
You're an extra.
It's cool. It's always your own, man.
What? Oh,
It be your own N-words, man.
bro, you're gonna get us banned, bro.
It
Stop,
be your own Negroes
bro.
that be hating.
Don't get us banned.
That be hating.
Don't get us banned.
I'm just saying. Check yourself, my brother.
Okay, gloat, bro. Go ahead.
Now, do you want to continue the RJ Barrett talk, or do you want to go into something
My
else?
energy just went back down to the valley. I don't know what you're looking for.
No, let's go.
No,
RJ Barrett controversy. What's going on?
No, but he was saying that he was asked like, who are you most looking to posterize? He was like posing as.
I do remember that.
And I was like, bro, why would you want to do that?
Well, no, you said because you want to get the New York fans behind you, because Porzingis famously wanted the trade, wanted to get out of there. So it's like, get the fanhood behind you. I respect it. A little bit of trash talk in sports is necessary, man. We need to get that back in there.
Until he gets met at the top of the rim
Look,
with a block.
You say stuff like that, you got to come correct, because now Porzingis, he's going to be circling that date on the calendar like, yo, remember what he said?
Oh, yeah,
All right, I'm coming. Like, it's that simple. Like, he's going to be looking for him to try to dunk on him and get that block off, or he's going to try to catch him on the inside. And if RJ's about it, I would say, yo, go straight to him. Don't even wait for him to come to you. You go straight to him and be like, yo, I said what I said. Let's do this.
He's not going to do it.
But come on, man.
But if he does, it'll be amazing.
Yo, I hope so. Put a little bit that energy back in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's friends now. You know, everybody, like, off season, they're training together, they're high fiving and shit. I see like Devin Booker saying, "Don't double team me."
Leave Devin Booker alone. He's only 23.
And he needs to learn how to play through a double team. As Kobe said, 2, you need more. Come on.
He's a young kid, man. Leave Booker alone.
Well,
he's with the Suns. He's not going anywhere.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Things are looking nice.
I've never seen someone score the most points ever and his team still loses. Like, that's when you know you're on the worst team.
That's when you got to start doing a little bit of teamwork, pass the ball. Get your guys active, get them involved. Play a little more defense.
This guy scored 71 points in his team.
Figure out what a double team is. You know, maybe he doesn't want them because he doesn't know how to actually put it on other players himself.
We'll have to see. I mean, it was a good start to the preseason. I caught that. What was it? LeBron and versus Golden State.
Yeah, that was nice. He was playing hard though, man. I was like, he's trying to show that grind is good.
It's over for that little dynasty that they had.
You know what?
Ooh.
I'll give it to Anthony
Golden
Davis,
States?
man. He looked. I mean,
No.
not surprising. Davis looked really fucking good.
Even Dwight looked amazing.
Yeah, but you know what? The thing with Dwight too, it's you guys know how I feel about him, but at the end of the day, the guy was still somebody that, when he was healthy, was dominant. And I know like he doesn't have the size that he had before, like he's slimmed down a bit, but I'm assuming that's helping his back a lot.
Oh, hell yeah.
And if he can just stay away from those lower back injuries that he had that were plaguing him when he was with LA, with the Hawks, with whoever the fuck else, with Washington, it's like, if you can literally just stay away from that, he'll be a great asset for you guys. I mean, if you really look at what it brings to the table for you guys as well, it's like you got LeBron, who is, I think he's going to be playing as the point guard for you guys right now.
Who are you guys? I'm not a Lakers fan.
You're a LeBron
Jason.
fan, man. So
yes, LeBron's not going to play point guard for
you're
LeBron.
a Lakers fan. But I think they were saying like he could run the point, Kuzma on the 2, Davis on the 3. Then you have, I think you guys still have McGee.
Yeah.
It's
He would run the
Monstars,
4,
man.
and then you have Dwight on the 5.
It's the Monstars.
Like that's that's if you want to do like a big man setup, but at the same time, all those guys are mobile.
For sure.
Like they can run the floor.
Yo, even Rondo was hitting threes.
Which I mean,
I don't trust Rondo shooting the ball.
I don't trust anybody that was
no,
coached
I don't.
by
I don't
Doc
trust
Rivers.
James Harden with that 1 foot off the whatever fadeaway bullshit he's doing.
Yeah, he started doing in the.
Yeah, he needs to stop.
Yeah,
He
I
needs
don't
to
know
stop.
how that's gonna work.
I'm not with it.
That team is gonna lose by so much, and both James Harden and Westbrook gonna have triple doubles, and Westbrook's gonna be like, as long as I get my triple double, I'm happy.
I think they're gonna play well together.
Like to me, it's like when I look at James Harden, you are one of the greatest offensive players we've ever seen play the game. You can hit from the inside, you can hit from the outside, you can hit from distance. Like you have that.
And he can take it to the rack.
Play some fucking defense. Show me like team 1 all NBA defense.
You know who
That's what we need from you.
Yeah, but you know who made that cool? Carmelo. That's why. All you little Melo fans, Carmelo made it cool to be a good offensive threat with no defensive game.
Dog, fuck Melo.
And then he's out here talking about he wants a what?
Fuck Melo, bro.
Hey.
He got an invite to the Big 3. As I said, he should go to the Big 3.
I'm surprised. I mean, maybe there might be a space for him on the wheelchair next
But
Well, I mean, we
outside
already
of
see that
Melo,
he's not good with his hands, so I don't think he'll be good.
who, Melo?
Yeah.
No,
Nate
it's-
Robinson backed him down, bro.
Backpedaling.
Yeah, and he did like the world record of backpedaling at Madison Square Garden.
The good old days when you could fight and you only get ejected if you actually hit someone.
Well, nowadays you get ejected for nothing. Breathing next to LeBron James gets you out of the building.
It's your boy, though. You should be happy about that.
Why?
That's your boy. You shouldn't want anyone breathing on your boy.
No,
Because you know he gets sick, can't play. He'll be on the bench in his suits, laughing with his new hair plugs. Hey,
you're just mad because you don't got
he's
the
a-
plug.
dude, I wish I had hair plug money. I wish I did. I would tomorrow.
So you're ashamed of being bald? Is that
No,
what it
not
is?
at all. I love being bald. I've actually been holding back on getting the haircut because I got a wedding that's coming up in a couple weeks. I'm like, let me just see how scruffy I can get before I'm actually disgusted with myself.
That's pretty horrible, but okay.
Hey, it's clean. I put the beard oil in. I scrub up real nice.
Beard oil?
Yeah.
What beard?
Dude, what? Are you blind?
What is it?
Are you blind?
Huh?
Can you not see? Do you need glasses? Contacts?
A scrub on your face? Huh? Call that a
Fucking
beard.
dickhead.
Call that a beard. Wow.
Better scope than yours, man.
All right, let's go on to a real topic.
Molly's really hating today, man.
I don't know.
Excuse me?
What's on your mind, Jason?
What? On my mind?
Yeah, you said
Jeez.
another topic.
There's a couple of things. Let's get the easy stuff out of the way with the what?
Ooh. What'd your girlfriend say? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I don't know. I didn't hear. Repeat?
Get on the mic. Get on the mic, Christina.
Yeah, okay. NCAA.
No. I literally did not hear what she said.
Oh, I heard.
No, she
And
said
Jason's
how
about to
amazing.
be in the
how ama-
doghouse.
No, I'm not in the doghouse. She said how amazing my girlfriend is. That's what she said. Yes, Christina, you're
Yo,
very
you-
amazing.
She said that and you don't even prop her up?
I prop her up all the time.
Come on, man.
Wow.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Cold as ice.
You should, like, when she says something like that, you should just walk over and give her a kiss.
Yo, bro, why
Yeah,
you always
come
trying to
over.
incite people to do stuff? Bro, leave him alone.
I'm not getting you on camera.
Hey, if he wants to bring
Why
her here,
don't
he
you
better
bring
show her
one of
love.
your women here?
Whoa. Whoa. One of my what? First off, I don't own women, okay?
Never said you owned women. You just said bring one of them here.
One of who?
One of your
I
many.
would need one to bring one.
One of your many.
Many what?
I don't know what you call them. Damsels in distress. I don't know what you call your girls. What do you
It's
call
funny you said because you talk to the most girls while we are here.
Them? No, I don't.
Tyler, get on the mic.
Tyler's going to embellish that shit to levels that no one wants to hear.
Tyler be seeing it all because you get here early.
Tyler's to see squat.
But no, screw that. NCAA.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, so the whole thing with the NCAA right now is that they passed a law in California that players will be able to get paid to play now, but this is only in California. Obviously, other states are going to want to have that, but California trendsetter going to start. That's going to be money.
Well, as far as I know, California, New York, and Florida,
yeah.
those are the three. I don't know if the one that NCAA is putting specifically for Cali is the same as the three that they all pretty much did, which is allowing players to earn money off of their likeness. So essentially
As well
jersey
as
sales, autographs, appearances, things of that
And
nature.
having the right to have, what do you call those wastemans? Minus LeBron's boy. Representatives.
Oh, agents?
Agents.
Oh, yeah,
Call
they
them
can't.
waste mans.
They're all wastemans, bro.
No, a good agent will get you a pretty long way.
The best agent has his best player not playing in the NFL right now. Drew Rosenhaus is the best
That's
agent.
not his fault, though.
Still.
Because the best agent got somebody like Antonio Brown, $30 million guaranteed from the Raiders, with a lot more that was to come with it. And who squandered that days before?
Yeah, but
Antonio Brown.
it's still
We've
your
had
agent.
this conversation already.
Still your agents that's supposed to
And
get
then
your shit
even
together.
after he squandered that, got him a deal with the Patriots for $9 million guaranteed, $15 million total, and he squandered that once again days before. That's not the agent's fault. The agent literally did his job.
Get a better
Antonio Brown could not respect the contract. But moving on, NCAA.
Well, it's not really the NCAA. It's California putting that into
Yeah,
play.
it is the state.
Right. So the NCAA, and I mean, they're saying that they're putting this into play, but it's not going to be effective until 2023. So technically, if you're a freshman, you have a bright future.
Yeah.
But if you're a junior or a senior, bro, you're still going to get
Well,
pimped.
keep making that money on the table like you're doing right now. It's all Gucci.
No.
Well, you know what most of them do?
I don't know what nobody
Show
does.
up on a YouTube channel.
You seem to be like Tekashi 6ix9ine this week. I don't know what nobody
How?
does.
It's literally shit that everybody knows.
Everybody but Jamali.
What, that the schools pay these fucking students,
I've never heard such a story.
take their families out of debt. What, we don't have history to show from like the U, from like
Do you have history?
Oklahoma has history, Miami Hurricanes have history, like
No, I'm fucking with you. Yeah,
dude,
I know.
USC with Reggie Bush.
Bush, yeah.
Like, come on. Like, there's so many examples in the past of what's been going on. There was a school in Texas that had a huge thing where they essentially got the death penalty. Like, there's been
The
multiple. The death penalty was essentially like they cut you off from bowl games. They
You
they
can't.
yeah.
cut you off from
Give
funding.
Well,
scholarships.
who was that
NCAA.
again? That happened like 2 years ago, no?
No, it wasn't 2 years.
Or 3 years ago.
There was one that was close to happening recently, but they essentially there's two types. There's the absolute death penalty, which is essentially like no bowl games. Like what Miami got in the 90s was
Right.
the like death penalty, where they couldn't do bowl games. The recruiting was very minimal. Like essentially, majority of their scholarships got cut, and that lasted, if I'm not mistaken, like well over a decade. And a lot of their wins were vacated. But yeah, like every 2, 3, 4 years, there's a new scandal coming out of like even what's happening right now in Kansas, where it's either, the organization has no control, or like the coaches have no control and they don't know what's going on, but they literally know what's going on. They're just being silent about it,
Oh,
obviously.
for sure.
You know, and then as a result, you're hearing like students getting paid, students like families' debts being cleared mysteriously, you know, from like offshore donors. Like it's just random fucking shit, but it happens damn near every year, if not 2 to 3 years.
You know, it's just like that saying that Clay Davis gave in The Wire. You think I have a time to you think I have time to care about who gives me money or where the money comes from? I take any money. He said, "I'll take anybody's money if they're giving it away."
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
And look,
you don't care where
and
the
like
money
I
comes
said,
from.
the people that pretend, and you can pretend like it doesn't happen. That's why there's this whole big discussion about it going on, where like you have Tim Tebow talk about school spirit and all. Shut the fuck up. Like Tebow, I loved you when you were wearing our jersey because you brought us to A&A and you beat the Steelers in the fastest overtime winner. Good for you. After that, you have literally just been sucking dick your whole fucking career. It's stupid as
Whoa.
fuck.
Is that necessary?
You're absolutely right. I shouldn't say that. You've been a dickhead your whole fucking career.
Wow.
Like for you to go out there and literally be saying these things like, oh, the school spirit and these students aren't going to be playing for the college. They're just going to be playing for their selfish selves. Yeah, all of them are playing because they want to advance themselves in the professional sport.
But I hate when they do that because it's like, okay, the students or athletes are supposed to play for school spirits. School ain't playing for no school spirits. They're
Absolutely
playing for
not.
Buying a
They
buck. They're
are
making
playing
billions
to
of
make
dollars.
Billions of dollars off of these kids to get their TV deals, get their advertisers, get their jersey sales, to put more asses in seats. If it was really school spirit, no student would have to pay to watch these games. Or if they did have to pay, it wouldn't have to be hundreds of dollars. It's ridiculous.
Do you see some of these football arenas for
Dude, the biggest
ones?
arena is Texas, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
I think it's still the Coliseum in
Is
California.
it the Coliseum?
I think
no?
it's still the Coliseum.
Texas.
I know
Texas
Coliseum is
used.
Do they play
definitely
in
one of them. Coliseum, Notre Dame, Texas.
Unless they play in Dallas Stadium, which
I don't
happens
know if-
sometimes.
Is Bama one of them as well? One of the biggest ones?
No.
Trying to think who else. There's a few, but like,
Buckeyes have a huge stadium too.
yeah, the Buckeyes do have. But it's just like the fact that you have these things that literally house hundreds of thousands of people.
Right.
Each of them paying at the very minimum $150, and that's for nosebleeds. And then you have the concession. Like, we know exactly what this is about. When you lock out Saturdays for college football, to the point that the only time NFL or any other football conglomerate in the U.S. plays their sports on Saturday is when the NCAA football season is done.
Yeah.
Like, we know what this is about. So to act like students now trying to literally just make money off of like a YouTube channel or Instagram, or maybe get sponsored on the side to do fit tea, for Christ's sake, like that's a problem. Like, get the fuck out of here,
Bro, you gotta let the Instagram model get something. You can't be taking fit tea.
But like, imagine something as simple as a football player or basketball or any of these athletes just being physical trainers. They're in the gym all the time anyways. Why can't they help train other students?
The whole thing is like,
and get paid to do it.
The whole thing behind this, what I find funny is because the coaches, who does absolutely nothing, gets millions, and they make money off the shoe deal, the uniform deals. They make millions off that. So, and I don't think it's up to sponsors. I don't think players should go out to seek sponsors. I think it helps, but I think what should be there is that the school should afford them some form of an allowance.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying for them to get, $100,000 a season. I'm not saying that, but you can give them like what
Look,
a part-time student makes, like what, $13,000, $14,000 a year.
You can easily give them $500 a week with the amount that they make.
No, I'm just saying, like, you don't want to create a system where you have students showing up in cars better than the professors.
No,
right?
but that's what I'm saying. $500 a week.
No, I understand that.
You know, and because you got to think of it too. It's like, obviously the focus whenever this conversation comes up, it's football and basketball.
Right.
But you got to think of the amount of sports across NCAA are making money. And majority of that money comes from the television deals.
Oh, for sure.
It comes from the advertisers that are part of that. So yeah, you have your basketball, you have your football, then you have soccer, you have tennis, you have volleyball, you have lacrosse, you have gymnastics, which is huge.
Yeah.
You
rowing,
know, track and field.
Even their tennis clubs make bank.
Everything. Down to the rowing team.
The thing is,
name a sport, NCAA is making money off of it, okay?
The thing is that, and I think what's happening right now at NCAA is there's money laundering going on. And I think it's the top, and it's not necessarily the schools. I think it's the NCAA themselves that are laundering that money. Because why are you going through such a stink about players getting paid? It doesn't make any sense. Because they're an NCAA is nonprofit. So
they're nonprofit, huge, like no taxes whatsoever.
The institution is nonprofit, but the players are not part of the NCAA.
Exactly.
They're part of their school. And that's something where I'm like, okay, someone's embezzling money somewhere, and it's a big scheme, and everyone needs to get on. Like,
it's always just one of those things where it's like, we're not privy to the numbers. We don't know what the books look like, but when you have LSU, who literally just spent close to $20 million plus on a brand new facility, where all they really did was just give them like massage chairs and brand new TVs all over the place. And they literally did that simply to recruit players.
Oh, for sure.
It's like, come on.
You see, that's what Miami used to do back in the day. They used to do all these kind of stuff, but they came down hard on the school when the school was just like beating everyone all the time. And essentially, that's why Miami hasn't really got out of that rut that they're in right now. Miami's supposed to be one of the...
Well, look, now that Miami is eligible again for bowl games and things of that nature, it's still going to take time for them
to rebuild.
Because at the end of the day, it's like when you look at the schools, especially like if sticking to football and you're looking at the U, we know what they did back in the 90s, the amount of Pro Bowlers and champions that have gone on from the U's program. But now the schools that are doing that, it's Alabama, it's Clemson, it's Notre Dame, it's Penn,
Oregon.
You know, like the schools that are doing that now, it's like that they would have gotten these players, they've spread out. But either way, it's like a school like the U, even having that penalty happen to them, now that they're out of it, the money that they're bringing in because the U is back, it's astronomical.
I would be like, why would I want to, even though as good as Alabama is as a football team, if I was a football player, I'd be like, really?
Miami.
I would go to Alabama and I can go to Miami.
The only thing about Miami is like hurricane season.
But you're not even playing during.
But not every student is heading back home. I mean, if you're in Miami, you're like, I want to stay in Miami. You know, like oh, the season's done. There's no school. I can actually enjoy Miami. Like,
I remember when we had the because when we were in the university, our schools had the partnership with I think it's University of is it the University of Southern California? I can't remember where the school. It's one of the Los Angeles schools.
SoCal?
Yeah, is it SoCal? I can't remember. Concordia has
for what exactly?
Concordia has a partnership, so everyone was going to California from
I
Concordia.
think it's UCLA.
Is it UCLA?
I think so. They had like a exchange.
So that's probably it. Then if it was UCLA, yeah. So everyone was ignoring like the other middle state schools and stuff and going to Los Angeles because it was like the sun, or they were going to a school in.
I can go to LA.
I'm like, I'm like, why not? And them it's just a pass or fail. It's no grade.
Yeah.
You don't when you do that transfer thing, and like you could just show
show
up
to
class
class
and just
make sure you hand in your assignments on time and they're edited correctly, and
there you go.
Be good to go.
And you have fun. And their schedule is a lot more manageable than us. Ours is like constant study. But oh man, I would have loved.
I don't want to think about those days anymore. They are done.
School's done.
My God.
All right, let's go to a different topic. Jamali, what do you want to bring up?
Well, we could talk about what Tyler Perry's done in Atlanta.
Oh, with Compound?
Building the biggest studio that America has ever seen in Atlanta on an old Confederate Army base, and basically just taking back
the block.
Not just the block, damn near half the state, it feels like. How many acres was it?
140 something.
Let's say 140 acres. And he still has 60 to spare with everything that he's built there. It's beautiful.
It's what he's making like a studio lot?
Basically, yeah, for like all of not just his production, but just movie production in general. Yeah, obviously, mainly focusing on black arts and black directors, filmmakers, having a spot that they can go to and literally just like I watched the tour that Ava DuVernay put up on her Instagram stories, and like just a thorough walkthrough of what literally looks like a city.
Literally.
Like
huge.
They're driving in the bus and going around like they have like a makeshift like White House. They have like they were talking about how every house that they have is a completely different model than the next. So no matter how many people are filming there, every experience will be different. It will be unique. It'll be special for them, and you won't notice any repetitiveness, whether it's within Tyler Perry's productions or it's anybody else's.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, they were saying how they already have a designated section of the compound to house youths of Atlanta or just Georgia in general who have been displaced from their homes, have been abandoned, or just homeless in general. And they have a place that they can go to and live without worry. So essentially, like, his town is literally that. And I'm assuming with that option being available to those people, it'll open up a position for them to get jobs within the studio compound as well. They could be extras. They could be extras, But like, I just think like Tyler Perry, even though like I've never been like the biggest fan of majority of his work, like I've always respected the work that he's done. And one of the biggest reasons for that is just because he's always made it a point to make everything as black and as like offer up that platform to black people that weren't necessarily getting it, even though they had the skill sets for it.
No, for sure. I mean, even the city of Atlanta, I think it was this week, they announced that they raised $50 million to build home for their, I think they had like 33,000 homeless people or some stupid number like that. So everybody is probably going to get a place to stay, which is pretty dope.
I know like the original Medea house that they actually rebuilt a replica of inside a studio was in Atlanta. So it's just like the connection that he has with that city, and the fact that that city is literally the reason he has everything he has right now. And now he's really being able to give back to a city that's given so much to him. Well, it's a beautiful thing.
That's good, because that cuts costs on actually having to go to these expensive places to film, like New York and Los Angeles. And it's given like people who can't afford it a chance to like come up with their own movies or anything like that at that place. And it's going to look unique and not Hollywoodish.
Yeah. And no, it's nuts too, because just the sheer size of it, they were saying how you can take every major studio from LA, from New York, like wherever, and they all fit within his studio compound with 60 acres to spare.
That's good.
Like,
Yeah, apparently the land
like
was
it's insane, man.
the land was used to house 3.9 million black slaves.
Yeah.
Fuck crazy, bro.
Crazy stuff.
And now it's going to be the grounds for empowering the
Black
economics
folks.
of black people in America, man. Like,
That's a
how
good
fucking
thing.
beautiful is that? That is the black American dream right there.
Cool. All right. Next topic. Jamal, anything you want to bring up?
I mean, I don't want to necessarily bring it up, but I'm kind of curious what your guys' perspective is on the situation with the Amber Geiger case, with particularly with the judge coming off the bench, providing her with comfort, a hug, the bailiff caressing her hair and fixing it.
I didn't
Like-
like that at all.
I honestly don't care as long as she goes to jail.
Like, she's going to jail for 10 years, but
Should have been longer.
It-
Should have been like
it-
25.
it should have been longer. But the one thing about it that bugs me is when have you ever seen that happen?
Okay, but you think
Like, I've seen like judges show compassion, but they don't come off the bench to give the person a hug. You know, you don't see bailiffs like fixing a person's hair while they're sitting down hearing their sentencing, you know? And like, I can understand, you know, the family, they want to go and forgive her for what she did, you know, their whole Christian values and whatnot.
You also
Do
have
what
to
you're going to do.
You also have to understand, though, especially in the police world, these people work together all the time. Judges, bailiff,
Yeah.
and police. They
And
probably know each
that's
other.
pretty much what
That's
I
what it
think
is.
was
but
the
judges are also
situation there.
elected, right?
They're
but-
elected, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
but they
they're
probably know
elected
each other,
officials,
too.
but it looked fishy from a standpoint of they should be impartial. Like,
Right.
you're here to do your job, and even if you wanted to give her the 10-year sentence, which obviously a lot of people feel is light, but 10 years, if you deem that is what it should be, so be it, you know, respect it. Remain impartial. Remain in your role, and don't give us a reason to think that there's any type of bias or any type of shenanigans going on, essentially, that we have all been feeling ever since the sentencing came out. Because when people heard 10 years, they were like, yo, that's light. That's doesn't seem right
Well,
considering the
because
circumstances.
the jury was told that her crime fit anywhere between 5 years
To
to
99.
99 years,
yeah.
which I find to be like a fucking outrageous gap for me to. How could you navigate? Like, someone who commit that crime could either get the bare minimum
and look,
or
I'll
the
say it,
maximum. Like, what's
like, I can, like, when it comes to the terms of the crime, I can understand creating, like, in her defense, the plot of ignorance, where I've been in situations where, let's say I'm going someplace that I go to often. Sometimes you're on your phone, you're not paying attention, elevator opens up, and then like you end up walking out and like, shit, I'm in the wrong place, right? So in an apartment complex, maybe benefit of the doubt, that happened to her. She thought she was literally going to her room. I don't know if the door's unlocked or what the situation was. I don't remember what they said it was, but
Right.
I can understand that mistake.
right?
The one thing that I feel like for myself and a lot of people have been saying is like, it's one thing to be in that situation where you walk into an apartment thinking it's yours because the apartment complex has the same layout,
Right.
but for you to immediately just start shooting at someone when you were just on your phone sexting someone, that's where a lot of people are just like, you didn't take a chance to be like, who is here? Like, figure out what's going on. Like, you just pull out and shoot. So from that, you make the argument of manslaughter.
Well, she's going to jail now, and
Yeah, and like I said,
She's,
10 years is whatever. Like, I'm not here to gripe about the length of the sentencing. Whatever it is, it is. For once, a cop got sentenced for killing someone. You know,
But you
like,
think she committed murder?
of course, you go into
kind of
the,
what she did.
you go into someone else's
But
house.
by-
and shoot
It's
them.
definitely not a murder one because there was no like preconceived notions about it was her. It's
Right. Do you think she woke up that morning or
No.
even left work that evening
No,
saying, I'm
I
going to
don't.
go kill my neighbor upstairs?
no, 100% no, 100% no.
But do you think that's where because I think that's where the problem comes down to. I think once she got, they found her guilty for murder, right? And then you get a 10-year sentence, which normally would be associated with manslaughter. There's this unbalance of like we hear murder, but then the penalty is for manslaughter. Yeah. It gives her room to appeal, which is kind of crazy. But I think they're going to appeal that whole decision, and they might get, Well,
I think if they're smart, you just stick with the 10.
No, they're going to appeal. What are you going to have to lose?
She's going to lose her life because she'd be going to the population. A cop in population?
No, chances are you appeal. I don't know.
If she appealed, it's not like they're going to go and sentence her harsher. They won't.
No, they won't. Like you're appealing the 10 years.
So she has nothing to
remain.
She has nothing to lose.
No.
I think, like, I agree with both you guys. I think, the judge stepping down, completely unprofessional.
It's fishy, man.
It's unprofessional. Fishy. But I understand the optics, right? She's elected. Obviously, she wants to be like, listen, pal, I've just got the unfortunate, position to have to come to some sort of decision. I also think on the flip side of it, Amber Geiger was used almost as like the scapegoat for all the black lives that was lost at the hands of law enforcement. They use hers and, to sort of like appease the world. The thing that bothers me about it is that if you're going to call, like, I understand like each state has their own judicial system or way of using jurisprudence to kind of like govern their, or dictate how, sentences are given. But I don't think I think what she did caused him his life. I think it was negligence, in my honest opinion. I think a lot of information was misconstrued by what the prosecutor put forth. I had the time to listen to the 911 call. It sounded like a call that anybody would have made.
Yeah, I heard. I would have.
She was like, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I thought it was this is my home. Like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do this." Also, too, like, I think this also they should take the time to look at how police are trained. Like, she was like, if anything, bro, like, she just exemplarily shown how police are. Boom. 1, 2 to the chest, 1 to the head. That's exactly what she was. That's what the double tap was, right? They said if he was able to rise, the second bullet would have hit him straight in the head, right?
But you have to understand.
I think that should be evaluated as to how that whole concept of like preventing someone from attacking you, that whole shit should be revised. Like, I understand center mass is easy to hit, but like it shouldn't be to the chest, bro. Like, he had no chance of surviving it. That's one. The whole elevator thing, that's a lie. She never took the elevator. I'm not saying you, but I'm just saying that was a general conception that she went in the elevator and they drove up. Each floor has their own parking slots, from what one of his neighbor testified to. And it was kind of, I think, was the punishment harsh? No, obviously not. I think what they did was set up people's expectation with the whole murder conviction and then give her manslaughter punishment. Should she should she be locked up for life? No. Because we've seen police done worse. Yeah. Walter Scott got shot in the back running away from a cop.
Yeah, no, like I can honestly give her the benefit of the doubt that she made an honest mistake.
I think a mistake, yeah, that's what it is. And I think like the idea that, we live in places, like one thing we don't also take into consideration is the environment, like were there break-ins that happen around that environment? Was people get broken into their homes and then killed? All these things are probably, I'm not saying it would have been justifiable, but maybe that's why to her it was like, hey, the door's open, bang, bang. You know what I mean? It's crazy that it happened that way, but I'm glad to see that we all share the perspective that the judge was out of place.
You have to look at this too in a way that, for example, like you're saying in terms of training, most police aren't trained properly. First of all, I would never get people who are C plus average to be police officers, which it normally is. And you can't get people to learn the law in the course of a couple of months, and you have lawyers going to law school for years on years to know the law. It's like, and who gets paid more, a lawyer or a police officer?
A lawyer.
There you go. But how could a police officer have the same equivalency or knowledge of the law as a lawyer in a couple of months? Makes no sense to me. So you have to look at, like, I think police training as a whole has to be completely reevaluated.
No, that's something that
completely reevaluated. Because here in Montreal, when was it? Yesterday they had the study. I can't believe you pay for this, but surprise, surprise, black people are more likely to be stopped than
Racial
white people
profiling,
for racial
yeah.
profiling. Like, wow,
I'm not
we need to do a
surprised by
study
that
for
one.
that. We need to do a study
Especially
for that.
considering majority of the cops that are in the areas where black people are from rural areas in Quebec where they have never seen a black person
interacted
or a
with
person
one.
of
Yeah.
color for that matter
Yeah.
ever. You know, they've only been around other white French
That's
or
one thing.
Francophone Canadians.
If I ever had the power, like a mayor or something, that's one thing I would change. Like anyone that's from outside of Montreal that wants to be a cop, you need to stay outside of Montreal or have a course where you could learn to interact with different cultures and understand their cultures and everything like that. Because you can't just come from Abitibi and come into Montreal and expect and say, "Hey, toi là," and you're talking to them in English. You can't do that. You honestly can't do that.
I think more so than anything else, I think we need to start evaluating people who want to take up role in this, in the social sphere. Like you want to be anything that has to do with nursing, any counselor type position. You need to be evaluated yourself.
Yeah,
and I think
any
beyond your
scope where you're
grades-
dealing with people.
Yeah,
period.
you're dealing with people. You need to be evaluated whether or
Drug
not.
tested, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you need to be.
All that kind of stuff.
Evaluated on a basis of your level, your first of all, how biased you are. I think by virtue of just experience in life, we're all biased.
Yeah.
I think that needs to be evaluated, and your judgment calls. Like I think it's when you're dealing with something like as a cop, you're dealing with life and death, and I can understand cops who say, "Well, I want to make it home to my family at night." Well, I mean, sorry, pal, you choose a job that may.
I would like to make it home too.
You know what I mean? Like,
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not the only one.
I always hate that excuse where police officers say, "Well, we're always put in harm's way." I'm like, that's your job.
But also, too,
I'm not saying you're supposed to put yourself
literally what you signed
intentionally.
up for, man.
I'm not saying you're supposed to put yourself
but that also
intentionally in
speaks
there. but
volumes
that's
to
what
our
happens.
society, right? Like, if a cop has to fear their life, which I think is often exaggerated, because nowadays, if I put my hand and pull a cell phone, you feel threatened. If I have my hands up, you still feel threatened. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. There's not much that could be
Or
done.
if you're on the ground, they're gonna put one in your back and
Or they'll choke you out.
still feel
Oh
threatened.
yeah, they'll choke you to death, bro.
They'll literally put a knee on the back of your neck.
Oh yeah. Like I was telling Matthew before we went live, I was actually following a story of a 47-year-old woman. She went into a hospital in Florida, couldn't breathe properly. Doctors helped her out, and I guess her respiratory system got a bit better. And they discharged her, and she was like, "Well, I don't think my problem solved here. I still can't breathe properly. I'm not leaving." They call the police. The police obviously comes. He has some sort of audio recording device. Goes on, and you could hear him conversing with the lady, and the lady was like, "Well, you can't touch that. That's my oxygen. I need to breathe." And he's like, "Well, ma'am, listen, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do." And he literally unplugged her. They tassel or whatever they did. They eventually got handcuffs on her, and then his body camera came on when they exited the hospital, and where she collapsed right at the car. And he had the nerve to be like, "If you think this is a game and this is going to prevent you from going to jail, you'll be sadly mistaken." They kept her there on the floor for 30 minutes without calling the doctor that helped her. And by the time they did get the doctor, you hear the cops saying, "Whoa, she feels like dead weight." And so they kind of try to help her out. She eventually died. You know what I mean? And then the cop got the luxury of retiring, because that's what they always get to do, retire.
Yeah,
And they save their
retired or
pension.
paid leave.
And they, you know what I mean? And a couple people lost their job at the hospital. And I think if you don't have sensitivity, you don't have empathy, compassion, understanding, you shouldn't be a cop. You shouldn't even serve the public. Like, go be a lumberjack or some shit. Like, that's what you should do. Like,
No, because in a situation like that, you have the doctors to blame, the nurses to blame, like, even before you get to the point of looking at the cops. It's like the people who are literally assessing your health.
Right.
Like, I'm telling you, I can't breathe. You should be checking to see why I can't breathe.
And the reason why I put the police ahead of them is because despite they discharged her, despite they did all of that, they didn't take her off oxygen. And the fact that you walk in there, you're not a medical professional, and you're going to tell her, "Well, I'm going to do what I'm going to do," I think that's really insensitive.
No,
because
ridiculous.
what he should have done, if I would have done it, I was like, if you guys wanted to be discharged, why is she still plugged up? Like, she should be all these things should be removed from her, and then she would have no reason to stay. If you guys want her out, you're facilitating her to stay. And I think for him to have that sense of acting in such a boisterous way of like, well, I'm the loss, I could do what the hell I want, and I could act it out, with impunity. I think that's a problem.
Well, I also believe with that, there's circumstances to be considered as well. Because let's say they were called in and told, like, we have a patient who's literally supposed to be discharged, giving us trouble, continues to hook themselves back up to the equipment even though we take it off of them. Like, what was the conversation had between the nurse or doctor, whoever made the call, for them to come in and just automatically be like, no, we're taking you off, we're getting you out of there, Because in a situation like that where you see somebody hooked up, at least I'm hoping your first move isn't to unhook them and take them out. Like you were given the order to get rid of this person. So no matter how you see them, you were told by the hospital this person has to go, so you're going to take them out. And told that they're fit to be discharged. So that's why I look at it as the doctors and nurses are the ones immediately to be blamed for this, because if you are the ones who are right there assessing this person's health, and this person can't breathe for whatever reason, you should not be allowing them to leave that hospital. You shouldn't be calling anyone to remove them from the hospital. It's on you.
Absolutely agree. But where it comes into play is because even though they call you in to do something, you should have common sense and some level of empathy to be like, well, if she's complaining, maybe you guys have you guys done everything you guys can, like, question it.
No, and I agree with you on that
Don't say
too.
like the fact that I'm going to do what I want to do, or you know what I mean. I feel like once you make that statement, you then take any blame from anybody, because she was sitting there quietly, I'm sure, because she wasn't even on the tape. You don't hear her raise her voice until he start touching the device. You know what I mean? So it's like at some point, like,
and that's what I'm saying. Like in a situation like that, where as a cop you're walking in and you're seeing that, you should at some point ask some questions.
You don't go in there and be like, hey.
She's not being aggressive. She's literally saying she can't breathe. What's the situation? Like,
again, see average students.
And I'm not making excuses for the cops. I'm just saying based on like shit I've literally seen. You know, like,
but that's I don't think someone's academic grade.
Because
that.
Look, we can say whatever the grade of the cops are. If the nurses or the doctors or security says we have a patient that's causing trouble, you need to come and take them out. They're supposed to be discharged. They don't want to leave. They're coming in thinking this patient is causing trouble. Even if they're sitting there being super calm now that cops have shown up, we were told you're a troublemaker, you have to leave. So it's really a matter of looking at these perspectives and understanding like what they're coming into based on what they were most likely told.
Right. But also, do I feel like most interaction with police that leads to someone losing their life, the police never comes in and de-escalate shit. They always come in and make it worse. They always come in they're just like they're militants. They're just here to just...
Like the one place in this whole thing I feel they are absolutely at fault is if you see someone collapse. The first things out of your mouth shouldn't be if you think this is a game.
And you're taking them out of a hospital when they say they can't breathe.
Like, especially after you just took them off oxygen.
That's why I go with the great. That's why I go with the great thing, because because there's a
sort. But no, that's not even a great thing. That's just a matter of what type of person
what kind of human are you?
Like, you could be the smartest person on earth, but if you're a dick, you're a dick.
Yeah, but what I mean by the great, I should probably clarify, is like the people who usually become police officers and people in authority like that are usually like the bully people, like people who are bullies in high school,
or they were bullied themselves,
or they were bullied themselves.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. That's a blanket statement.
And that's the thing, exactly. Like, I don't want to make that type of general assumption on it. I'm just looking at it for what it is, what's presented in front of me, and what are the most likely perceptions from this?
What I'm trying
like,
to
how
say
did
is
we get here?
These people don't know how to. They essentially don't know how to deal with people, or work with other people, or interact with other people. That's why it's very difficult to speak with the police officer or have them listen to you. Because when sometimes you speak to a police officer, they look like they're not even paying attention. They're just like nodding their head. It's an empathy thing. Yeah, they may not learn it in school, but they're all missing it. It's not about empathy.
No, I can't agree that they're all missing.
I've
had a few dealings with cops, and
but this is why I say not all why
But
you
that's why
can't.
I'm like, we're both saying like try to stay away from the blanket statement because
Well, what I'm saying is you can't say that not all cops are bad when all cops know who the bad cops are and they don't say
no,
anything
that's
about the
literally
bad cops.
not what I'm saying. What we're trying to say is making this blanket statement of, like they come from being like the bullies or the outcasts or the C minus C plus students. Like at the end of the day, you got into this position because you were quote unquote fit for the job. Now, in this specific situation, it's not a matter of what their education is. It's more a matter of what they were told to bring them there. That's the biggest thing. And the one place that I feel the biggest fault is of everything that they did was when this woman collapsed after you just took her off of whatever machines, oxygen, etc. The first thing you should have done was assess her health. See if her pulse was there. See if she's breathing.
That's critical thinking. That's
that's what you should do.
But these are things you learn in school. That's what I'm trying to say. These
No,
are things
it's
you learn.
not even a matter of what you learn in school. If somebody collapsed in front of you, you check them out. Like
but there are other people.
If I'm walking on the street and somebody just collapsed in front of me, I'm gonna stop and check to see what the hell happened to them.
I'm saying, but that's you who's an educated person who has compassion for people. There are
But
people.
understand, Jason,
there are
like
people,
you're making it a matter of the education. But I'm saying if they came in there being told this person is causing trouble, this person is doing everything they can to not leave here, even though they're supposed to be discharged. If we're coming now and this person collapsed as we're taking them out, in their head, yeah, this is the trouble we were told about, but they should have still did their job and assess and make sure that if it was a game or not, instead of saying, if you think these games are going to work, you're sadly mistaken. Like that's where they made the mistake.
Yeah, but the mistake is coming into the hospital with a bad intention from the beginning instead of evaluating the situation when you're there. The thing is, they came into the hospital saying, oh, this person's causing trouble. Let's get them out regardless. Yeah. That's the point I'm trying to make. They came in there with an attitude already before evaluating the situation while they were in there. So even if she wasn't there and she was doing whatever, she was still hooked up to all her stuff and was cool. But police had no right to like say, oh, you're causing trouble because they say you're causing trouble. So let's get you out of here.
But that's what I mean.
So
if they, and that's why I'm literally saying again, what they were told is why this situation is fucked.
And because
I look at the doctors and nurses and I say, you did not do your job properly, and you were the reason this person lost their life.
Because they can't think outside of what they're told that's the problem I'm trying to say. It's like they can't think for themselves. They can't critically think for themselves. They can't evaluate a situation on the fly for themselves. That's a big problem.
Yeah.
That's stuff you learn in school.
Oh, I'm not excusing that at all.
That's what
I'm not excusing that. But it's not all on them. And it's not a matter of their education or not.
They all failed.
Really
They all failed. But I would
exactly.
Put
It's
more,
an across the
I would
board
put more
thing.
of it on the police than anything because you don't leave someone on the ground for 30 minutes.
Medical professionals do something like that, which costs someone their life, is one of the biggest issues that I feel is coming from this story. Anything else?
Yeah, Jamal.
Oh man. Well, I mean, going back to the Amber Gagger situation, one of the witnesses who testified eventually got shot, killed.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up. I'm not drawing any conclusion. I don't know. The guy had a life of his own. Could be tied to a lot of different things. Doesn't have to be related to that. But it's pretty sad a 20-year-old just get gunned down like that. Senseless crimes. But no, nothing really. What's your political, from our conversation last week, do you have an inclination as to who you might be leaning towards?
Oh, I never say who I'm picking.
I always say who I'm voting for.
Every time we've had political conversations, I've always said, I don't care who you vote for who you feel is best for your future, your family's future, and the economics that you feel are best for you. I don't care who you're going to vote for. I'm not going to tell you who I'm going to vote for.
I'm not scared to tell people.
But I always vote.
You always vote. I mean, I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah.
If you don't, what do you say? If you don't use it, you lose it.
I was gonna make a joke. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Don't get us banned, man.
But if you leave it alone, you're gonna lose it. That's the problem.
No. Anything else?
No, I think we covered everything.
Yeah,
we can get the fuck on out of here. I can continue to celebrate the perfect weekend that I had in sports. Shout out to the Yankees. Let's get another series win. Get number what? Let's do it. Yankees.
I don't think they're gonna win though. I think Houston's gonna win it all.
Relax, man. Relax.
I'm just saying the truth.
Come on.
Them or the
come on,
Dodgers. One of the two.
Come on.
I
Have
don't want
a
the
little
Yankees
faith.
to win.
A little faith in the Bronx Bombers, man.
I don't want the Yankees to win. They won enough.
Some savages.
You don't say that about the Lakers, though, right?
Huh?
You don't say that about the Lakers, though.
No,
right?
we
Hey,
haven't
we're
won
not going
enough
to start
yet.
a whole thing now.
NBA hasn't been that old. Baseball has been around since like the 1800s and shit. Yankees been winning since then. Lakers still need to
That's
catch
what
up.
greatness do, though.
Hmm?
That's what greatness do.
Well,
We're not
no.
going down this rabbit hole.
Ah.
Not going down.
Anyways, man, thanks for tuning in. Close it up, Matthew.
Oh, I thought you were going to close it out. You
Nah,
started it
bro.
up. I was like, damn, Jamali's taking the lead. Unfortunately,
I was about to say something.
he
I shouldn't
cut
say.
himself short.
Whoa. I wouldn't make it.
Thank you, everybody, to tune in to another episode of Don't Be Mad
I was
podcast.
gonna
Everybody
say-
on the live stream, thanks for
were
your
you about to say?
participation.
I was gonna say it, but I just
Can I
remembered.
close the show? Gentlemen,
Could you please relax, sir?
you asked me to close it. Allow me.
Now you can go ahead.
I shall. As always, you can reach us on our social medias, whether it's Twitter or Instagram at Don't Be Mad Pod, or you can hit us up on Facebook at Don't Be Mad Podcast. Tune in next week to another live stream, or catch us whenever we're on Spotify, iTunes, and all that good stuff. Have a good week, guys. Have a good week, guys. And I'll see you next time. Peace.
Take care.
Yeah, love is love.
Peace.